Joining me now to assess the week's political developments, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Michael Goodwin, New York Daily News columnist, syndicated columnist Miguel Perez. Good to have you gentlemen here in New York. And Mike Allen, chief political correspondent at Politico.com. And Mike, thank you for joining us, and it's good to have you with us.
Thank you, Lou.
Let's begin with your assessment first, Mike. The slippage of Senator Clinton, the resurgence, the surging Senator Obama. What do you make of it?
Well, Senator Clinton's campaign is really starting to look like the house that was built upon the sand. People were for her because other people were for her. And as soon as there was one thread pulled on the sweater, the whole rationale of her candidacy started to be rethought. Now, she's part of the toughest, meanest, if you want to think, smartest team in politics. And starting this Sunday, she's going to be hitting every county in Iowa aboard what she calls a helicopter, making that last stand and doing what she did so successfully, as you know, in upstate New York, going out and meeting people individually.
The listening tour, which works so well for her in New York. Your reaction? You think Mike has got it right?
I'm very impressed by what Senator Obama has been doing. I think that it began to crumble for Senator Clinton over the issue of driver's license for illegal immigrants. Remember when that debate in Philadelphia? And she has not been able to recover since. But let me tell you, there are two sides to that story. There are people who say, look, she tried to, please us, trying to take a harder line with illegal immigrants. And there are those of us who are saying, look, she deserted us because we wanted her to take a strong position for a legalization plan, and she basically backed down. What she should have said in that debate was, look, we could avoid this whole problem over driver's licenses if we legalize the illegal immigrants who are already in the country. She didn't do that. She betrayed her Hispanic base.
Well, Miguel,
and now she has nobody.
Now, Miguel, I've got to respond to you.
Okay.
Hispanic base, my goodness. The fact of the matter is, Hispanic citizens in this country are as concerned about border security and propriety and law and order in this country as anyone.
And that order...
And she could have also said she is firmly for securing our borders and ports before even considering the issue of illegal immigration reform, because it's impossible to in any way reform meaningfully, as you know, immigration law if we cannot control immigration, which can only be controlled if we are in control of our borders and our ports.
And
I'll shut up.
And I'll shut up after I say that I'm all for enforcing the borders. I'm all for controlling for security, but we have to deal with the reality of those 12 million people who are here.
Another reality, and that reality is, as Miguel pointed out, this was the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party a month ago or so, and now people are talking like it's the end of the road for Senator Clinton. Is it possible that neither perception is correct?
Well, she's got to fight her way through state-by-state battles, and that's the issue. She's probably going to lose Iowa the way it stands now. She's got her lead in New Hampshire has been cut in half. South Carolina, if Obama should win Iowa, for example, you would assume South Carolina would tend more toward him. And then there's Nevada, and then there's Florida. So right now she's got a real fight on her hands. The same thing is going on, interestingly, Lou, in the Republican Party. You had Clinton and Giuliani as the presumptive nominees for about the last year, really, since January. Look at the polls; they were both way up. Now
at one point, it looked as though Giuliani had been anointed by the powers that be, if you will.
Yeah, they were both inevitable, it seemed, and now they're both struggling for their political lives.
Well, speaking of struggle, Mike Allen, the Democratic leadership of the House and the Senate are, it seems at various points, at war with one another, cannot advance a political approach to this White House for themselves. What in the world is going on in the fair city of Washington, D.C.?
Well, Lou, this was one of probably the least predictable development of this year. President Bush, the lame duck, has a strut this week. He's won on nearly every important issue with Congress. The Democrats are eating each other up. They are fighting among themselves. They have not found an effective strategy, and he's winning on issue after issue, including funding for the war. They've made attempt after attempt to stop, and they're not able to, and that's resulted in these very low approval ratings, because as your viewers may know, the reason their numbers are so much lower than his is Democrats now don't have either Democrats or Republicans for them. At least the president has a Republican floor that's always for him. Almost no one now is for this Democratic leadership.
An interesting point. Mike, we're going to be back in just a moment talking with Michael Goodwin, Miguel Perez, and Mike Allen of Politico.com. We'll have more with our panel in a moment. First, Rick Sanchez has a preview of what's coming up in Out in the Open. Rick?
Hey, Lou. Always good to see you. There are two shootings that we've been following this week. There's the one in Houston that we've all been talking about that's gotten real tense, about this man who shot two illegal aliens who were burglarizing his house, and there's a controversy there. But when we started looking into this, we found that there was another one in Long Island, and this is about an African-American man who has people in front of his house, Lou, who are screaming and saying they're going to attack his wife, they're going to kill his son, according to some of the 911 tapes. In fact, we've now gotten our hands on some of the 911 tapes. What you're about to hear here is the young men who were fired at by this homeowner moments after the shooting took place. Let's take a listen. Yeah, we go on to tell the rest of this story. We are going to bring you the latest on that as we get the details. And we've also got an investigative report tonight, Lou, on whether the military should actually have casinos that they're running and making millions of dollars on. Some say to the detriment of some of these soldiers who are getting hooked. We even, sadly enough, have the story tonight of one of those soldiers who got so hooked he committed suicide. So through their eyes, we'll bring it to you right here.
Thank you very much, Rick. We'll have more here with our panel as we assess the week's political developments. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Life is busy, but some people seem to get more done than others. Multitaskers. And when the Palm Centro was designed, Sprint thought of these people. Then we gave it Sprint Speed. You can email, text, chat, go online so fast. People may wonder how many of you there really are.
Introducing the Palm Centro, only from Sprint for just $99.99 on the fastest national mobile broadband network. Multitask at Sprint speed.
At Grant Thornton, what they do for their clients, their expertise, and their partner involvement has made them one of the largest accounting organizations in the world, with a network of member firms in 110 countries, proving that when people really love what they do, they seem to want to keep doing it.
Good evening, Grant Thornton.
Grant Thornton, a passion for the business of accounting.
Throughout history, new ideas have often been met with skepticism. But technology born from American ingenuity can achieve amazing things. We're committed to a future in which our most abundant fuel, coal, generates our electricity with even lower emissions, including the capture and storage of CO2. It's a big challenge, but we've made a commitment to clean. Learn more about clean coal at americaspower.org.
You guys hungry? I'll make Totino's pizza rolls. I love Totino! But we have to be quiet. I love Totino!
Words out. Totino's pizza rolls. It's how kids help themselves.
His back was hurting. 100-degree fever. Aching feet. He survived a heart attack. And the amazing thing is, all these people were helped by the exact same thing. Bear aspirin. Bear. Expect wonders.
One of the political developments this week, of course, the worst scandal in baseball since the Black Sox. Mike Allen, your thoughts on the impact of steroid use and the Mitchell report?
Yeah, well, Lou, I'm watching all this hand-wringing this week, and we've got to remind people that you really have to question baseball's commitment to do anything about this. As you know, they were the last sport to have any kind of a testing program. Senator Mitchell did not have subpoena power. Almost all the players stiffed him, and now you have them all saying that everything's going to change quickly. We also have to remember fans also are culpable here. It was during the big, it was all the power hitting that brought fans back to the ballparks after the strike. The Sosa McGuire home run race was when everybody said baseball's back. But Lou, one thing this is good for is college players, younger